Texas, and welcome into Under the Lights Late Night Edition, Halloween Edition. Dan Millay and Jimmy Searfoss with y'all for Week 10. You'll have to give us a second here. We do have to do this 10 times.
8, 9, 10.
Okay, there we go. Thank you. Jimmy, Week 9 was great. Every week has been great. Week 10, just as special.
We've had some serious games that's taken place tonight, including our game of the week. Robert De La Garza's out there right now. I think we're going to get off to these highlights
Well, I got your highlights here first.
Yeah, let's get these highlights first.
It is a win-or-go-home matchup in the District of Doom as the Lions meet the Bulldogs in Week 10. First drive of the game for the Bulldogs. DeMarcion Blaylock in the Wildcat with a direct snap. Cuts outside, moves towards the sidelines, and is wrapped up out of bounds for a first down in Lion territory. That sets up an end around to Blaylock, who has some blockers downfield, cuts inside, met at the goal line, but crosses the plane to put the Dogs up. First quarter, Bulldogs with the ball again. Malik G looking to pass, but it's intercepted by Lamarion Coleman. He's going to turn on the speed and have plenty of space in front of him. And now, if you look closely, he eventually gets wrapped up deep in Bulldog territory. Looked like he was going to go down, but at the last second, he gives it up to Eric Garza, who strolls into the end zone. This was one of 2 defensive touchdowns in the first half. But wait, here come the Bulldogs on a 3rd and short at midfield. Blaylock in the Wildcat again gets the snap, spins out of a tackle, sheds another, and just pushes the pile. That's going to set up a direct snap to Joshua Castaneda for an easy Bulldogs touchdown. Let's see. We saw the fourth quarter. Here's the final score. There you go. Chapel Hill 56-35 over Henderson. Just about locking up a playoff spot, Jimmy.
Yes, sir. Looks like Henderson pulled a few in, towards the end of it. But our Robert De La Garza is out there right now. I think he has himself a player with him. Robert, who you got with you? And tell us what we got to hear.
Yeah, thanks, guys. I got DeMarcion Blaylock here. They were coach just passed by me and says, "There's them, and then there's him." That's DeMarcion Blaylock. This guy was all over the field this evening. Just talk to me a little bit about. I mean, you guys were down. It looked pretty ugly at first, and then it was just like, "Hey, let's give the ball to our key players, including yourself, Stinson, Castaneda." What was that like? I mean, just walk me through that.
I mean, like, we've been down a lot of games, but some games, like, we just have to come with it. And this is the game that we had to come with it to make it to the playoffs. So we did what we had to do to make it to the playoffs and gave the ball to me.
You said that. I mean, it was win or go home at this point today. You guys knew going into it. This team has been to the playoffs many years since 2019 straight. I mean, did that kind of adversity and then the experience kind of play in the factor today? Hey, you guys never thought you were down, right?
Yes, sir. I mean, like, whenever we was down, I already knew we was going to come back because Coach started giving me the ball and I started making plays and I started helping my team on defense, kickoff return, started helping my team, keeping my team up.
Little man was getting off tonight, boy. Coach G on it.
Yes, sir. So I just had to do it. I had to do the score and make my team proud so we can make it to the playoffs.
I mean, talk about it was an even score at halftime. I couldn't believe that the score was tied. I mean, you guys held the Lions to just, it was 28-28 at half, and you guys didn't let them score up until maybe garbage time here in the fourth quarter. I mean, what was the message at halftime?
I mean, he didn't really say too much. He just told us keep our heads up and never let up. You're never supposed to give up whenever you're down, and you never know what adversity you're facing. So we had to come out and come with it.
I mean, were you shocked about that comeback? I mean, I know it was just the first half. I knew there was a lot of time on the clock, but it looked like things were getting out of hand. But you guys never kind of turned the page.
I was shocked a little bit, but, I had to get out of that and do what I had to do.
All right, senior night, winning, you're in the playoffs now. What's next?
It's time to be 1-0 every week.
All right, DeMarcion Blaylock, I mean, hey, this guy, as they were saying, everyone kept passing by saying he's him, and I saw it tonight. I mean, but what a great game from DeMarcion, from all their key players tonight, as we mentioned. But hey, what a game of the week. Jimmy, Dan.
For sure, Robert, thank you so much. Jimmy, was DeMarcion our first player of the week
No,
this
but
season?
he was one. He was one of the first players of the week because this kid's been off. I mean, you saw the way he was moving on the football field tonight. Just
D1 DeMarcion.
D1 DeMarcion, man. They were just like, hey, let's just give him the ball. Forget throwing it.
Yeah,
let's
what
just
are we
give him
doing?
the ball in the Wildcat and let him make some moves. Also, another important part of Chapel Hill here, that was their last game of the season. They have that 11th week bye.
Okay, yeah.
So they kind of have an extra time to prep, heal up, figure out how they want to attack the playoffs later on. So Chapel Hill is in a good spot right now.
Yeah.
So they'll have a good path in the playoffs.
Trying to go 1-0 every week, like you said.
Exactly. How about another team looking to get into the playoffs and lock up a spot? Longview. They were taking on North Forney. Falcons making a statement early on. This is running back Cahorde Woodward, and he just finds a hole. Look at all of that open field ahead of him. There's not a single man that's not in the field of play in front of him. He's going to take it all the way almost 100 yards. Roughly halfway through the first quarter, though, Lobos kicking on the door. They kick it in. They give it to Kylon Cummings. Plows his way into the end zone. They're all tied up. It wouldn't stay that way for long. Forney quarterback Bay takes a shot. Hooks up with Elijah Otieno. That's a 32-yard strike. Falcons up by a score. Lobos getting a little sloppy here on the punt. It goes over the punter's head. Falcons set up with great field position to extend that lead. Just can't have that happen. Falcons would capitalize on the mistake. Bay, direct snap, end zone. He pilots it in from 8 yards out. Falcons with the first lead, going into the quarter, with the quarter winding down. It looks like that was the first play that would happen. The 49-56. Looks like Longview is trying to hold on there at the end of that ball game. It looks like that one's still going on up in North Forney.
There's always a chance. So
always a chance, And Longview has had a gauntlet of a season. North Forney's a very good football team. Last time I checked, I think Dave Campbell's had them at 22nd in the state.
Top 25 in the state.
Top 25 in the state.
Yeah.
And that's just every single one of Longview's opponents at some point has been in the top 25. So no easy weeks. And I'm not saying this would knock them out of playoffs, but it's going to make that road a little tough.
For sure. All right, we're going to the Winona now, where the Wildcats hosted the Elkhart Elks on this chilly and chilling Halloween night. We're starting this one in the third quarter. Here's Coit Cooper with the handoff to Dalton Walker. He sees the end zone, thinks he can haunt it, but just falls 1 yard short. But don't worry, Coit and Dalton, that dynamic duo of doom, link up one more time. Dalton makes it look easy. Touchdown. Elks line up for the extra point. But wait, trick or treat. They pull a little trick, and that's good for 2. Dalton trying to escape the haunting Wildcats. Where he's still trying to escape.
I don't think this was a planned trick.
I lied. No, it might have been. Trick might have been on them. Wildcats now ball launched downfield, but it's picked off by Javon Smith. He read that play like a scary story. Boom. Very good. Very good, Jesus. Elks take back over. Coit throws down deep to Kalen Franklin. He hugs the sideline like he's running from ghosts. Hewitt's chasing, but not fast enough. Touchdown, Elks. Wildcats trying to claw their way back. Easton Smotherman hands off to Jesse Barton. He breaks a tackle and poof, he's gone. Like what, Jimmy?
A ghost.
A ghost. Touchdown, Wildcats. And they're not done yet. Same spell, different drive. Jesse Barton breaks another tackle for another touchdown. Winona will go for 2 here, and who else? Jesse Barton again. He haunts the end zone. He's living in that end zone like it's a haunted, spooky house end zone. I'm gonna stop
and
right there.
ghosts live in those.
That's right. Yep. Elkhart wins it 39-21 over
that one's still going.
Okay, I'm sorry.
That one's still going.
There's still some time.
Dan,
Fourth quarter out there.
I am so fired up for this next game. This one
too.
determines the district. Gladewater versus Atlanta. This one is huge. Gladewater quarterback Achilles Hess tosses this one to Maddox Vasquez. Huge game there. Look at that catch. What a catch. They did the step over Allen Iverson, except still going the Gladewater direction. This one's going to Carson Cooper. Moves the ball closer to the end zone. He's one of their biggest backs, one of those biggest weapons on that offense. A couple plays later, Jemiah Flanagan takes it into the end zone. Gladewater Bears get on the board for the first time, 6-0 Gladewater. Early in the second quarter, though, Gladewater pushes the ball across the goal line again. 13-0 Gladewater against one of the best defenses in that division.
Come on, Gladewater.
Wow, Gladewater turning it all the way around. 1 year. It took Jermaine Lewis 1 year to get there. That team went 5-5 and missed the playoffs last year, Dan. How about that? 34-18. They're going to be district champs probably.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, you said it. Just Jermaine Lewis's first year there, obviously. I visited them in practice earlier this season. Loved what he was preaching. The kids were soaking it all in. They loved everything that he was about. And like you said, to turn it around in 1 year like they have, just really impressive. Really awesome for Gladewater.
And another part of that? That game was in Atlanta.
Yep.
That's like a 2-hour drive.
That's a good point.
That's
a
not
really good
close,
point. Yeah.
man. Well, wow. What a win. Congratulations to the Gladewater Bears. Looks like they're going to be moving in the right direction this coming fall.
Yes, sir. Well, excited to see what they do in the playoffs. But for now, we got more games coming up after this next break, so don't go anywhere. To Under the Lights Late Night Edition. Dan Millay and Jimmy Searfoss with y'all. Jimmy, we were just in the newsroom checking on that Longview score. It's exciting out there in North
Big
Warren.
time game there, but Longview scored just now, just a few minutes ago, missed the extra point. So it's 55-56 right now. North Forney leads, still a little bit of time left, but that's a heartbreaker.
That's devastating.
That's devastating. Hey, it looks like we're not done here, though.
Far from it.
We still got a lot
Far
of
from
highlights
it,
to get to.
Jimmy.
Come on now, let's go. Elysian Field, Wascom. Tell us the good one, Dan.
For sure. First quarter here, and they take the field with the American flag, the Texas flag, lots of other flags going on there. Yeah, some spooky, hazy ambiance going on. Chris Hernandez with the chunk play here to number 2. Not listed on the roster, but he finds the end zone.
Possible ghost?
Possible ghost. Could be a ghost. We can't confirm either way. Can't confirm or deny, but it's 6-0. Fans in banana costumes. Hernandez with the handoff here to Bubba Jones. That's a great Texas name for the Wildcat. Touchdown, 14-0 as we head into the second quarter. That's not a real beard. Elysian Fields, Brandon Kennedy passes to Evan White here. All the way. This is a bomb into the end zone. And that, how about that?
Heaves it.
From the Jackets. Later on, 3rd and goal for Wascom. The Ninja Turtle, not a fan.
He did not approve.
Not a fan. 3rd and goal, Wascom, 16 seconds on the clock in the second quarter. Pushing for that touchdown. They've got it. It's 20-7 going into the half. So Elysian Fields, all right. Wow. Elysian Fields, just their second loss of the year there. They fall to Wascom 34-21.
This is one of those games that I really was interested in because I really wanted to see if Elysian Fields was legit enough to beat Wascom. Looks like it kept it a little close, but hey, Wascom pulls this one out. Speaking of Texas High, let's talk about them. They have this district in hand. This one, not meaningless, but come on, they're playing a team that's at the bottom of the district. Tigers get the ball quickly, try to Tradarian Ball, excuse me. Little sweep action there, doesn't need much. He gets his way into the end zone. Yeah, he's going to Oregon. Next Tiger possession, midfield, Cameron Ryder rolls out, and he looks like he's playing in slow motion right now. He calls his own number. He's going to head up and pick up a few yards that are past the chains for more than a first down. Then they're going to cash it in. Ryder again, rolling out, finding his way into the end zone. 14-0 in a hurry. Let's jump to the second. 21-0. And it's kind of the same story. Javonte Montgomery, he's going to take this one all the way in. Yeah, this one got out of hand quickly.
QB was slinging that thing.
56-0 down at the Tomato Bowl.
As Joe Girardi used to say, it's not what you want. It's if you're Jacksonville, that is. If you're Texas High, that's great. That's wonderful. All right, we got some Thursday night highlights here. This is Coach Cicero Stadium, Overton hosting Mount Enterprise, up 7-0 midway through the first. Looking to build on the lead. Ryan Holloman hits Jacob Osborne. The junior slips a tackle, then makes his way down the sideline before eventually getting dragged out around the 10. In the red zone, Holloman calls his own number, evades a pair of tackles, and then finds the end zone to put the Mustangs up 14-0 over the undefeated Wildcats. Okay, but Mount Enterprise responds right away, and it's who else but Kagan Ash, the Texas Tech commit, bursts through the middle and then turns on the Jets. Plenty of real green Overton grass ahead of him as he pulls in for 6 to get the Wildcats on the board. They're going to go for 2. Quarterback Joshua Bennett takes it himself to get Mount Enterprise right back in this game. 14-8 Overton now. Later on, Wildcats facing a 4th down in Mustangs territory. You already know who's getting the rock. Ash takes the direct snap towards the sideline, loses a few defenders, finds pay dirt. It's 14-14 after Mount Enterprise cannot convert for 2. But let's check out that final score. Mount Enterprise 60-42. They remain undefeated. The Wildcats are 9-0 as we enter the final week of the regular season.
You know, it's the green teams, Oregon and Tatum, not necessarily having the best records in the world, but they're tough outs, man. They're tough outs in any week. All right, let's go to our last game, our best game, the 6-man game in the heart of East Texas, Hallsville. East Texas Homeschool Chargers taking on Kings Academy. Kings are going to grab the ball first. This one's going to get pitched out here. It's different rules, by the way. Jaden Pace, active all night long, gets swallowed up, but in the end zone, that one's going to go for a touchdown. Next kickoff, how about this? Jacob Pierce grabs it and just takes off all 80 yards. It's an 80-yard field. A little bit different sizing here. That one's going into the end zone. Have to build off of that was the Kings' actually first score of the night. A little later on, here's Cole Dawson hauling this one in. Nobody in front of the young man as he goes directly into the end zone. He was super fired up about it. Later on, Chargers driving. This one close to the end zone. Picked off. Caden Adcock with the interception and the return. Tell you what though, that was pretty much all the highlights from the Kings Academy side of this one. This one was all Chargers, 61-14 after that. How about that for the East Texas homeschool team? I believe that's their 7th win this year. I think they're 7-1. They're 7-1, 7-2. One of those two. I know they're up there. They've had a good year.
They have 7 wins regardless.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, folks, don't go anywhere. Our show has almost concluded, but we're not going to let y'all leave until we show you the top plays from Week 10. Stick around. Hey everybody, it's time for Top Plays. Jimmy, Week 10 was exciting. We got to see if these top plays were exciting. They always are. I don't even know what I'm saying.
I hope that one from Henderson is out there. That was a real interesting one.
Yeah, a lot of good plays tonight. We're going to start in Lindale. Second quarter now. Here's the first big trick of the night. Hank Thurman to the end zone, takes it in for the Eagles touchdown.
Hey, how about this one? Bonjour from the 8-yard line. You know, bonjour means hello. This guy said
I didn't know you were bilingual.
Yeah, you know, actually, no, it's Jurgensen. Sorry, making the touch. Yeah, I don't. Something happened on that game.
It was a top, whatever happened, it was a top play for sure.
Yeah, there he goes.
All right, up next we got All Saints. Gerard runs the ball, finds himself in the end zone for another touchdown as the Trojans win big here in Week 10.
Oh, yeah. Hey, did someone say weight room? Buffalo quarterback Cole Davis, proven he's got the juice, man. Look at him carrying every single blue helmet he can. Who can bring him down?
Goodness.
Nobody. Look at that kid. I bet he squats 1.5 million pounds. Let's go to the next one.
All right, certainly. First quarter, Bulldogs, Chapel Hill with the ball. Malik G looks to pass, but it's intercepted by Lamarion Coleman. Jimmy, I think this is the play you're talking about. He turns the speed on. Plenty of space in front of him, but look closely, if you will. He gets wrapped up deep in Bulldog territory. Looks like he's going to go down, but at the last second gives it up to Eric Garza, who strolls into the end zone. A tremendous play, however. Henderson falls in that one.
Hey, let's go back to the Elks. Coit throws this one to Callan Franklin, and he's down the sideline running, and oh my goodness, I wouldn't want to tackle this kid either. Look at him chugging his way into the end zone.
So spooky.
Boom.
So spooky and ghostly.
Yeah, you know, I'd see him run into my nightmare.
Yeah, me too. All right, well, folks, lots of games to check in on. We shot lots of games. We showed y'all lots of highlights. Let's look back at lots of scores now. Here we go. All right, big graphic. Carthage all over Rusk, 56-3. Our game of the week. Chapel Hill over Henderson, 56-35. Forney downs Tyler Legacy, 48-27. There's that All Saints Trojan score, 62-zip over Dallas Sheldon. That'll play. Grace Prep beats Grace in the Battle of the Graces, 55-34. Marshall takes down Hallsville, 47-17. ARP over New Diana, 54-9. Look for them to possibly move on our Feb 15 next week. And then Gilmer, big win, a much-needed win over Spring Hill, 55-28.
My turn. Let's check this out. Tatum barely squeaks by
score.
White Oak. How about that? 50-49. Pine Tree drops one to Lindale by one score as well. Buffalo loses to West Rusk. Looks like they pulled in a little bit closer. Longview 55, North Forney 56. You want to talk about something that's going to haunt that team? There's a score for you. Elysian Fields 21, Wascom 34. Pittsburgh loses a huge one to Pleasant Grove. Pittsburgh, I do believe, though, still should be in position to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
They just won't be in first place. Gladewater 34, Atlanta 18. Congrats on winning the district.
Yeah.
Texas High 56, Jacksonville 0.
Well, folks, thank you so much for joining us along this journey. Week 10, under the lights. Make sure to tune in for Week 11 and make sure to vote on where you want us to be next week for our kickoff show site game at 6:30. But wherever we end up, we know that y'all will have a good time. We'll have a good time for sure. But
football.
It's football season, folks. It's almost playoff season.
Ooh, we're almost there.
Almost there. And see y'all next week.